Hello everyone, I'm Fixed Point. It's a pleasure to be here at the NuttX International Workshop 2025. Today I will be presenting Clock Device, a new timer driver abstraction for NuttX. The presentation is structured into 5 parts. First, the background, introduce the basics of timer hardware. Second, the current state, describe the architecture of the NuttX time subset system and its existing issues. Third, clock device design, presents the design and driver implementation of the clock device. Fourth, performance evaluation, proves the performance improvement. Fifth, conclusion, summarize the key points. Before diving into clock device, let's start with some background. How computers track time. Computers typically rely on hardware circle counters that count level changes from external clock signals. These signals are generated by a crystal oscillator. The signal then goes through a phase-locked loop for frequency multiplication and is output as a clock signal to the hardware circle counter. Based on the function of the timers, we can abstract the minimal set of capabilities that a timer should provide. First, raise the current circle count. Second, trigger an event at an absolute circle count. Third, trigger an event after a relative circle count. From an OS perspective, the second one and the third one are functional equivalent, assuming the first one is available. By reprogramming the timers, this can also emulate periodical timers. Although these methods are similar in expressiveness, timers that use relative delays tend to be less accurate and efficient than those supporting absolute timing. This is because reading the current time introduces additional CPU overhead, affecting both timing precision and the performance. Now that we have covered the background, let's look at the current state of the timing subsystem in NuttX. The NuttX timing subsystem consists of 4 layers. The first is hardware timer drivers, includes implementation of regular hardware timer drivers. The second one is timer driver abstraction, such as one-shot and timer, which provide timer hardware abstraction. The third one is OS timer interfaces, timer and alarm, offering relative and absolute timer interfaces. Fourth, OS timer abstraction. The watchdog manages software timers and provides a unified timer API to upper layers. Here we focus on the one-shot timer driver abstraction. So what are the current problems? First, there are problems related to time conversion, primarily overflow and loss of processions. First, the overflow. The NuttX performs conversion between time spec and tick values, which can lead to overflow. For example, converting a time spec into ticks could cause multiplication to overflow. Then, the loss of precisions. The current ARM-generic timers uses circle per tick to simplify time calculation. However, this approach only works accurately if the frequency is divisible by the millisecond per tick. If not, significantly precision loss can occur. For instance, on some platforms, the timer frequency might be a value that often doesn't divide cleanly, leading to precision loss. The second major issue is performance. One contributing factor is unnecessary time occurring overhead when setting a timer using a relative time interface. Even on a hardware that natively supports absolute timing, the system incurs extra CPU cycles, around 60 cycles on x86, to read the current time. Another source of the overhead is division operations. Calculating the current tick or time spec value requires division. Due to the complex implementation of the division in hardware, it has significantly higher latency compared to other operations. This is not only slow down the performance, but also introduce timing jitters. Moreover, the driver is also responsible for managing callback function and handling concurrency. Incorrect handling can easily lead to thread safety issues. For example, the code on the right is thread unsafe. A closer inspection reveals that the callback function remains unchanged once set. If that's the case, why not manage the callback at the upper layer instead? Additionally, using a relative timer interface to emulate absolute timing may introduce timing drift. To mitigate this, the drivers often have to perform tick alignment. With native support for absolute timers, this alignment would be unnecessary. To address these issues, we propose clock device, a better timer driver abstraction designed to replace the original one-shot interface. It aims to achieve the following design goals: guarantee functional correctness, no overflow in timer conversion, optimize the performance, simplify the driver implementation, expressive interfaces. In its interface design, clock device adopts the following principles. Minimalist design significantly simplifies the implementation of the drivers. Count-based interfaces use count circles as the unit for both reading time and setting timers. Supports both absolute and relative timers, compatible with underlying timer hardware regardless of whether it uses absolute or relative timing. No state returns, since read-write operations on timer hardware should not fail and require no complex handling. Any failure should result in assertion at the driver level. No callbacks and parameters. All expiration, callback, and parameter management is handled at the upper layer, preventing thread unsafe usage. As mentioned earlier, our interfaces are all count-based. So how do we handle the time conversion? We provide a unified clock count layer for fast and safe time conversions, including count to timesback, count to tick, timesback to tick to count, and tick to count. The conversion methods are implemented as follows, with assertion to guarantee that overflow never occurs. We notice that there are at least two divisions, so clock count implements two methods to accelerate time conversions. First, invariant divisor division optimization, used for converting counts to seconds or ticks. This division optimization can transform a division into one on-side high multiplication, one subtraction, one addition, and one logical thread shifting. Second, multiply shift approximate division, used to convert delta counts into nanoseconds or ticks. This method adopted in the Linux kernel for time conversion trade off slight precision, a few nanoseconds, for better performance. However, due to the potential multiplication of flow, it is only suitable for relative time convergence. The first method is exact, but takes about 6 to 9 CPU cycles. This approach requires only one on-site multiplication and one logical redshifting, typically consuming around 4 CPU cycles, making it significantly faster. In the new device driver implementation, drivers only need to read from or write to hardware registers, and driver codes are highly reusable as it is decoupled from upper-layer timing units. Overall, clock device significantly simplify the driver implementations by up to 70% on some architectures, while also minimizing the potential errors. To evaluate the performance improvements, we conducted tests on 3 platforms: x86, ARM64, and ARM. We measured the CPU cycle overhead for reading a current time, setting a timer, and handling a timer callback. Each operation was executed 10 million times and the results were averaged. On the ARM platform, the hardware division operations were handled through software emulation, which became a major performance bottleneck. After applying the invariant divisor optimization, the NuttX achieved significant performance improvement with a 3 times speed up in reading the current tick value. To further validate our results, we tested on x86 KVM and observed performance improvements of up to 42%. Note that we compared the execution time of the clock gain time interface on Linux using the same test program. The optimized NuttX implementation demonstrated a 31% performance advantage over Linux. Finally, we executed the same test on ARM64 platform, where clock device also delivered a 68% performance improvement. It's worth noting that on early ARM64 platforms, the invariant divisor optimization actually didn't work as intended, since the hardware division instruction cost fewer CPU cycles than the optimized method. So we disabled the optimization method for these platforms. In summary, the new clock device timer hardware abstraction delivers functional correctness, thread safe and no overflow, high performance, up to 3 times faster on ARM platforms, theoretically optimal timing precision, uses hardware cycle counts as the time unit independent interfaces, decouples timer drivers from OS time subsystem, minimalized driver implementation, reduced driver code size by nearly 70%. The planned merging of the clock device patches into community is as follows. First, remove the tick-based one-shot driver, as it is no longer needed after the introduction of the clock device interfaces. Second, introduce the count-based clock device interfaces and re-implement the one-shot upper half on top of it. Third, re-implement existing one-shot drivers based on the new clock device interface. That's all. We believe clock device can help make NuttX more reliable and faster. Thank you.